Hello friends and welcome to Loksatta Yashasvi Bhava, a Loksatta initiative for SSA students to learn with the help of video, lectures and discussion. Today we are going to have a discussion on question 3, that is grammar, which is very scoring and it has got 5 marks which you can easily score. Only thing is that there are 5 topics and very simple topics which you come to know from your 5th standards onward, and this topic you can easily excel yourself. Let us discuss this. Question 3, grammar. There are 5 topics: articles, preposition, direct and indirect speech, punctuation and non-finite verbs. Even though there are 5 topics, but in your question paper there will be only 3 questions. The question 1 will carry 1 marks and the rest of the 2 will carry 2 each. So in this way there will be 5 marks and these marks you can easily score. Now let us try to understand each topic in little detail. Articles. Articles plays very important role in English language as well as in your writing skill. So there are 2 articles, a and is the one and another is the, that is definite article. Means in broad way you can divide them into 2 parts. One is definite article, that is the, and another is a and, that is indefinite article. Now a and indefinite article and the is the definite article. Now where to use a and an? A and an usually refers to a non-specific or a non-particular member of a group. Let me explain this in a very simple way. For example, if you want to go to doctor, then you may say that I am going to a doctor, and another sentence, I am going to the doctor. Now what is the exact difference between a doctor and the doctor? It means that if you have come out of your house and you are going to doctor that you may find anywhere in your area, that is a doctor, means any doctor. And the doctor means your family doctor. For example, if you have a family doctor, that is Mr. Vadke, and you are coming out of your house and going to Vadke doctor, that means you are going to the doctor. So the indicate particular and a indicate any. So simple way, a and a refers to a non-specific or a non-particular member of the group, whereas the represent the specific. Now, something for the first time. Again, example is here. We went to a museum in Mumbai. Means whenever you are going to visit a place for the first time, you may say a museum. Something for the first time, that time you can place this article a before that museum. Okay. Remember, using a or an depends on the sound that begins the next word. In your classes, you might have been informed that the vowels carry a and n. For example, a, e, I, o, u. These are the vowels and they carry a. But remember, their sound carries an, not a. So an always written in front of the sound of a, e, I, o and u. Here is example: a cap, a bed, a collar, then an egg. Even though the letter E is here and is placed in front of it, it indicates that it sounds E. That's why it is here. In case of that, here down you can see a university. So here pronounce U, even though here is a vowel, U, but the article is placed A. Now what is the exact difference is that it is pronounced as university. U means Y. University. That's why always remember using and depends on the sound that begins with the next word. So these are the words: university, U. That's why it is here. Again another unicycle. Again the a article is placed. It means that the correct pronunciation is uni, that is Y. So this pronunciation plays very important role while placing article a and an. Now let us try to understand the definite article the. Again, I am going to the doctor. As I mentioned, the means very particular doctor. the can be used with non-count nouns. For example, this the particular the you can use it for the non-count nouns that you cannot count. For example, water. For counting water, you need unit, that is a liter. Then that begins with the. This is very important. Whenever you have the nouns that are non-countable, you can place the in front of them. Another example, sugar. Again, sugar is non-countable because it requires unit, that is kilo. A kilo you can say, but you cannot say a sugar because it is non-countable. So if you want to say particular sugar, then you may say the sugar, like this. Now, where the is used, another use, geographical uses of the. My simple suggestion is that you can open the geography book and whatever the names are there, place the in front of them, like this. Names of river, for example, the Ganges, the Yamunas, the Godavaris, like this. Because the rivers are very specific, that's why you can place this particular definite article, that is the, in front of them. Then the names of oceans and seas, for example, Atlantic or the Bay of Bengal, as you are familiar with this word. So this the is used in front of ocean, seas and bays also. Another important thing that you must remember, the point on the globe. For example, equator. Where you are exactly on the globe, you may locate yourself by placing the equator. Another point that you should remember, geographical areas. For example, the Middle East, the desert, the forest, the gulfs. So like this, you can place this the in front of them. And one more thing that you remember, that this the is about specific, and this a and an is used with the uses that I have already listed. One example we will take. I asked my father to bring dash dash newspaper, and my father bought dash dash newspaper. So there are two dashes, and if I ask you to fill this up, what you may write? You may write, I asked my father to bring a newspaper, and then second one comes the newspaper. Then you may ask, sir, why this? First you have placed a and then later you have placed the. There is simple reason that if there are two same words, the first one carries a and the second one carries the, because father has brought the newspaper. That is very important. With this we come to end of this definite article and indefinite article. Now second topic is preposition. Preposition plays again very important role in your exam. It may ask for sometime 2 marks or sometime for a single mark. Now in this preposition I am not going in absolute details because it will take a very longer. So simple prepositions and their differences we are going to clear out here. What is the difference between in and into? Usually it is little confusing to understand the difference between in and into, but it's very simple. In means where you are stationary, and into means where you are mobile, when you are moving. For example, I am standing in the class. Simple thing. But how can I use from one class to another class? If the teacher goes, he may say that I am going from this class into another class. One more example I will give you to make it understand in a proper way. Simple thing. You may be like swimming. So when you go for swimming, you are diving. So diving is I am standing on the edge of the swimming pool, but I am diving into the swimming pool. Diving into means from one body to another body you are going. So when person goes from one body to another body, that time use into, and if the person is in the same body, that time you can use in. This is the simple thing you can follow. Let us try to understand the difference between and among. Between means between two people. For example, if Rahul is sitting here and Neha is sitting here, and in between, if somebody sits, then he is between. But in a class, Rahul is sitting, then you may call Rahul is sitting among the class. So this thing is that between and among are very simple. Let us try to understand the difference between for and since. For and since, again very simple thing. For a particular point of time, and since particular time, again both are same. But the simple formula that I give to you, you know there are different types of tenses. One is simple tense and continuous tense. If these two tenses are used for, and perfect tense and perfect continuous tense, you can use since. For example, I am working for 1 hour. Here I am, the simple tense, working for 1 hour. In this way you can use for here. But since I have been working since morning, so here is have been, it means it is a perfect continuous tense. So always remember, simple and continuous tense you can use for, and perfect continuous tense you can use since. And this very confusing, beside and besides. Beside means just next to you. The Rahul is standing beside me, and besides means along with that, you can say beside. For example, I will give Rahul is standing beside me, and besides writing I also work for my family. Besides writing I also drive auto for my family. So like this, beside is here, and with this we come to end of the first session of this. Remaining two, that is direct into indirect, and then preposition, and one more punctuation, that we will continue. Dear friends, let's resume the discussion. We are talking about question number 3. In that 3 topics, subtopics we have already covered, and remaining 2, right now we are going to have a discussion. The second scoring, that is direct into indirect speech. I am not going in all details, but the simple way and the simple rules that you can follow, and you can score good marks. First rule is that change the pronouns. Now first let us try to understand what is direct and indirect. Direct means whenever you are talking with a person or a fellow just standing next to you, that is direct talking. And if you are being talked or you are being discussed, and then you let your discussion known to other, that time when you tell what happened or what he said like this, that is called indirect speech. So here are few rules that can fetch you more marks with the help of this rule. First rule, change the pronouns. Now here is the sentence. Suresh said, I am writing. So this Suresh and this said is repeating verb. Always remember that if the reporting verb is in past tense, then the sentence which is there in inverted commas get changed into past tense, like this. Suresh said. Now that is connector used, and you may begin that he was writing. Now what we changed, just try to understand. This I, focus this I changed into he. So first rule is that change the pronoun, and then second rule is that change from present tense to past tense. As I already told you that if the said is in past tense, that is reporting verb, if it is in past tense, then the whole sentence get changed into past tense. As you can see, I am writing turned into he was writing. But remember, first always change the pronouns, that is that. Suppose if here is she, then again here is a name of a woman, then you may write down the name of woman here. And if Suresh is talking with a woman, then he changes into she. First thing. Second rule is that change the tenses. Now what is it? Same sentence I have taken. Suresh said, I am writing. Now you see, Suresh said that. That is a connector. Instead of comma, you can write down the connector. This connector is again used with all 4 types of sentence. As you know that there is assertive sentence, there is interrogative sentence, there is exclamatory sentence, there are commands and requests. These are the 4 types of sentences. As the sentence type is there, so the connector comes. So as this is a assertive, a simple statement is there, that's why we are using the connector that. And then in the first rule we changed pronoun I into he. Now the second rule, we have changed the tense. Here am changes into was, because he always carries was, and writing remains the same. And the answer comes, Suresh said that he was writing. Now the third thing, the third rule we may say, change the situation. Now I have changed the sentence also so that you may understand what situation is. Ram said, I did this work last night. So this is last night is the situation. Now with the help of this rule you say Ram is here, then said as it is here. Instead of comma we have used that as a connector. Now we apply the first rule, that is change the pronoun I changed into he. Then did changed into had, as we know that if this is in a past tense, then that carries the perfect past tense. So did change into had done, and this last verb, that verb, and here comes last night. This is the situation, and this situation is turned into previous night. So these three rules are very basic rules for changing direct into indirect speech. Let us repeat this: change the pronoun, change the tenses, and change the situation. Now let us try to understand, in case of questions, how to turn direct speech into indirect speech. Let us take one example. Rahul asked her, "Are you playing?" So this is "Are you playing?" is a question. So in case of question, there are other rules I use. Rahul remains same, ask remains same, but as here is a question, so connector gets changed. So here are simple statement, that why the connector is that, but as here is a question, that is interrogative sentence, so the connector either he or whether, you can choose any one of these, but I have given these all two here. You can say if. Rahul asks if, then again change the pronoun, you turn into she, and again the are turn into, change the tense, are turn into was, whether she was playing. So in case of question, that we applied all these rules. Along with these rules, another rule we have applied, that is when the question is there, you can change the connector. One more question we will see. Sanjay asks, where is Mamta? So Sanjay and ask remain the same, but as here is question, but no if and whether is used, because the rule changes. And what is that change? If the question is WH question, then the same word is used as a connector. So we have used this here, where Mamta remains same because name doesn't get changed, and then is turned into was. As you know that change the tense, it is turned into was. So in case of these questions, there are two rules that you must remember. First rule is that if the question is yes no type, you may say that if or whether, and if the question is WH type, you may keep the same word here. Now in case of order, that is another type of sentence. Clean my cupboard. Vinayak ordered Suresh, clean my cupboard. This is order, but here again you will find that the connector is different. In a simple statement we use that, in a question we used if and whether, in a WH question we used where, and in a statement, positive statement as it is, we used to clean, right? So to is the connector that we use, clean remains same, then change my, that is pronoun, change into his, and cupboard remain same. So these are some of the rules. If you apply, then you can easily excel yourself and you can easily score the maximum marks. So this was the fourth topic, and the last topic, that is punctuation. This punctuation, you may not need to remember all these rules, but at least you must remember the name. For example, this mark is called as a comma. Usually this is called as a full stop, but in a correct English it is called as a period. Then this is semicolon, question mark, you are very familiar with. This is colon, this is exclamation point, this is apostrophe, and question mark. For practicing this, what you need to read the textbook very carefully, and along with the reading, whichever the lines or the sentences given with the help of this mark or written with the help of this mark, just remember them, so that will fetch you more marks. So with this we come to end of this session. I hope that you might have liked this, and you might have got some queries about this. In order to get your queries solved, you may log into loksatta.com, or you may email us on Yashasvi Bhava. Thank you.